But for now, we've been promising you that we would hear from Joey Barton. I am told that what you're going to hear now is very, very strong stuff. So if you're a City fan, brace yourself. Watford 1, City 1, the final score. These then the post-match thoughts of one Joey Barton Esquire.
People look for excuses. You try and blame everything from pitches to refereeing decisions, and we've got to face facts. There's no way Reading have spent more money than us. There's no way they've got a bigger budget, bigger wage structure than us, yet they're achieving more than us. You can say that about a number of teams. Everton, there's no way Everton do the same, yet they overachieve. Bolton, you can't tell me Bolton spend more money than us, although they paid a lot of money for Anelka. We paid a lot of money for George Samaras. We've got to face up to facts. And I think, to be brutally honest, we haven't brought quality in. And we've brought one or two players in who've done all right, but there's not been many to take the team onto the next level. Young, progressive footballers, and I think unless this is addressed and we start signing the right type of players, then the club will just, gradually just, float along, in doing nothing, not competing, or be also runs in this league. And, I don't want to be like that, and I don't think, a number of players, want to be like that. And I think from a professional point of view, I think if you go through your career and you're just happy being at the level you're at, it's only a matter of time for you to get your comeuppance. And this football club, deserves to be at the highest level. The fan base, deserves to be at the highest level. And if I'm brutally honest, I wouldn't pay to watch us at home this season. If I was a City fan, I'd be umming and ahhing whether I'm going to buy a season ticket next year, because they go out working hard. It's a lot of money to buy a season ticket at our place, and they're not getting value for money. And I'm one of them people who sat on the terrace at Everton when I was a kid, and Everton weren't the best of sides at the time, and you sometimes feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall, and it's a case of deja vu. The season comes round and it's full of I hope we do something, can we win the cup or something like that. But that doesn't just happen. There is a few teams who are fortunate enough just for that to happen, but there's got to be a plan. There's got to be, a plan for 2 or 3 years down the line. There's got to be a plan for 5, 10 years. Everyone seems to have it in place. Your Arsenals, your Man Uniteds, they all seem to have a long-term plan in place. At the minute at this football club, it just feels like, we're just praying that we get the right players in the summer, and then we just throw darts, and just hope it happens. And, it's no coincidence that we're constantly underachieving. Is because everything in the background is not geared towards us succeeding, and that starts right from the top, and the book ultimately stops with us as players. And I think if we get the right players in, and the right players who are going to take this club forward, then the sky's the limit.
You've given this a lot of thought. To say all this and so passionately, you've obviously given it a lot of thought. What do you want to see happen from here? Are you apportioning blame for all the things that you've criticised, and what do you want to see happen?
Yeah, of course. The buck stops with us, as I said, players. We're the people who pull the shirts on and turn the performances in. And I'd like to think from a personal point of view, well, I have a go. However, limited ability-wise, certain players, as long as they give 100%, you can't ask for no more.
So it's individual players, is it the manager, is it the structure of the club? What is it that you say is at fault?
I think it starts from top to bottom. I think it's no coincidence that the teams that constantly achieve have got a good structure in place. I don't run this football club. I'm unfortunate enough to play for it, and I don't know what goes on, at boardroom level, but something's got to be, there's got to be something evidently wrong if we're buying players who are not good enough for this football club.
So is the time right for a new ownership, a new manager?
But, it doesn't matter, if someone brings 100 million in here and we spend 100 million but we buy the wrong players, it doesn't matter. You've got to buy quality players, when you look around and you look at the likes of Reading, they've bought players who work for them. They haven't bought superstars. They bought players who they know are going to turn in a performance week in, week out. We've tried to gamble, and I wouldn't say we're signing superstars. Without being disrespectful to any of the players we've signed, I think we're signing players who have not quite cut it. Of being almost at that higher level. you know, they're not quite brilliant, not quite world beaters, so in my eyes they're average. We're buying average players and paying top money and playing top wages, and they're not producing. And there's no coincidence in this. If you want quality, you have to pay for it. You know, I don't know who's going to pay for it, but we can't sit back and say, oh well, we hope we get in Europe next year, because it doesn't matter. You know, every club in the league wants to finish as high as they can. I think you have to address it. You know, there has to be some process, whether that's, you know, the way Spurs have done it. I know Spurs have spent a lot of money, but I mean, they've bought a lot of young kids. You know, the way Arsenal are doing it, they're buying a lot of young kids and taking chances on them. You know, for me, I think, you know, the major plus point of this last, you know, end of season since we've been safe is Michael Johnson. I think he's a great player. I think the kid's going to flourish, and hopefully, you know, he gets his opportunity. And I don't think it's about finding a fine balance between homegrown players, you know, players that you're going to bring in, you know, from the academy and are only going to progress and get better and better, and finding, you know, quality players, proven, you know, Premiership players, not gambles, not players who've scored, you know, 6 goals in 6 games in fucking Ponton's League, you know what I mean, over in Belgium or somewhere like that. I mean, buying quality players, you know, like your Andy Coles. You know, maybe if we get Cole, you know, 2 or 3 years this way, you know what I mean, but I mean, players who are proven to score goals at the highest level, and I don't think we've done that. And we can and ah and point fingers, and you know, I'm not having a go at anyone. I'm having a go at everyone, myself included. I think we've got to want to push forward. We've got to want to progress, and unless we all want it as a collective unit, then we will never achieve it. And I think this football club, you know, this fan base we've got, the fans, the away support today, you know, we've got to give them something. We've got to make, you know, restart the fires, and, you know, get this club achieving. And, you know, I'd love nothing more to win something for this football club and be part of it, because I think, as I say, sky's the limit. This football club's as big as any in the land, and all they need is that little bit glimmer of hope. You know, a young team that can beat anyone on the day, and, you know, that are consistently, you know, producing top 6 in this league. And, you know, I don't think it's tough. If you look at Bolton and Everton, who are 5th and 6th now, they're no better than us. You know, we should have beat Bolton at their place. You know, I'm Mr. Sitter, we should have beat them at their place. They beat us at our place, but, you know, we've beaten Everton, we've taken 4 points off Everton. They're no better than us, yet they're 5th and 6th. And I think it's because they've got a plan in place, you know, that they've got a game plan, they stick to it, and that's what works for them. And, you know, hail or snow, you know, they stick to it and they just plough straight through. You know, we need to find that, you know, balance where, you know, every week we turn up and we're grinding out results. I think that, you know, for me, that's Arsenal's major problem. You know, they've been brilliant, and they're brilliant to watch, but, you know, they're not gonna go and grind the result out like Chelsea. You know, if you had a bet on Chelsea, you can guarantee they give everything to grind the result out for you, and that's all you can ask. You know, if you know you've got a football team and they're gonna go and grind the result out, you've got half a chance. I think we've got the nucleus to do it. You only look today, and you know, this is a game we've drawn, and we should have won. You know, there's no 2 ways about it. You know, these are a mediocre football side. You know, they don't even attempt to play football. We should beat them here today, and yet we've drew 1-1. It's frustrating, and you can say, yeah, this, you know, for us that, you know, we can't really get in Europe and we can't go down, so we're in that, you know, that safety zone that we were last year. But, you know, you come here and this happens in, you know, January, December. There's 2 points thrown away, and they stops you there from there pushing on again. You know what I mean? You've got to win football matches, and, you know, we just don't seem to have that killer instinct at the minute, you know, and I don't know whether it's the players we've got, I don't know what it is, I don't know, but, you know, we're not rootless, we don't kill teams off. We go 1-0 up here and we have 2 or 3 half chances, you know, that if we're playing against someone and they put us to the sword, but we don't seem to do it, and it's frustrating.